Okay, Rod, once again, before the legislature in Utah are proposals once again to try to limit payday loans. The payday loan people want no changes to what's going on with them, and there are many people who want payday loan companies eliminated altogether. I have an opinion on these, but before I give my opinion, I want to invite a fella who I think has to deal with the results of payday loans all the time. It's Lorin Hanks. He runs a company called Aggressive Credit Repair. They are a Gephardt-approved company for many, many reasons. They're on the website, gephardapproved.com, and you'll find all the reasons that I've found that it's a good, trustworthy company, a company that I trust. And that's why Lorin Hanks joins us this afternoon. Good afternoon, Lorin.
Hello, Bill.
What do you think of this proposal before the legislature right now that wants to limit payday loans, take out a database so that if a person gets one payday loan, they cannot get another?
First of all, eliminating any industry is wrong. I think consumers have a right to have these payday loan places.
Okay.
But having it so, eliminating it's wrong, but absolutely, I have seen, as my experience on looking at credit reports for the past decade, I have seen people abuse the right to have these loans. So my experience is that when I see a collection, for example, to a payday loan place, I rarely see one, but I see multiple.
Yeah.
Okay, so for the people out there who are using using this service, they're definitely, the people that can't use it responsibly are definitely finding themselves in trouble.
I think all right, here's my opinion on payday loans, period. I've known several people to get payday loans. They did not consult with me before they got them. They owed the landlord $1,000, and they just don't have it. And so they run down to the payday loan company with these, it doesn't really matter what the interest rates are. They just don't want to get evicted from their home or something, so they borrow, say, $1,000, and they make $1,000 a week. They are right now behind because when they get their next paycheck, say for $1,000, they're getting less than that because they have to pay this interest automatically on the $1,000 they borrowed on their upcoming paycheck, if that makes sense. And I think that's how these multiples get going. I don't know what the solution and what the answer is, but unless you, as somebody who goes to a payday loan company, can find a way to get extra money, you are, once you take out a loan based on your paycheck, automatically behind forever. I think that's why we get multiple loans. What do you think, Lorin?
I agree. What you're saying is a person is overextending themselves the second that they get one loan, and we know that. But what about the person that needs to get their rent paid and they can't do it? So for that purpose, I agree that it's necessary. But the second they go for a second and third and fourth, it's trouble. My thought is immediately I'm thinking, why wouldn't they be doing this with credit cards as well? Credit cards is the same thing, but I would assume that they would never be able to have this fight against the credit card world. I mean, this is Visa and those kinds of people are too powerful. They wouldn't be able to have this fight. But against a payday loan place, they probably would be able to inevitably, get a law like this passed.
From your experience, credit cards. From your experience, do the people? They might not have credit card credit available when they go to a payday loan company.
Which is why they're going to a payday loan place, because it's more easily acceptable, which is probably why a law like this could work.
Because you see precisely what I'm describing based on your work trying to fix people's credit. When they get a payday loan, they have multiple payday loans, is what you just said, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the reason they have that is because they simply can't pay it off. What do you do in a case like that in terms of aggressive credit repair when you see something like that?
If they have more than one debt or if they need to pay the debt, period?
I guess if they need to pay the debt, period.
Well, my program, I want them to pay all past due debt, so any collection. But obviously, when I see something like this where somebody has overextended themselves and they have multiple, payday loan debts out there, first of all, I give them a stern warning never to use them again. I mean, they've obviously not been able to handle it in the past. First and foremost, we want to get those things settled. Never use them again.
I don't think using them in the first place. I do. As we've already talked about, I think using them in the first place gets you automatically behind, and soon we'll be coming to see Lorin Hanks at Aggressive Credit Repair to try to get this fixed.
I agree.
But that's one. Just real quickly, one more thing. There's a difference between credit counseling and credit repair, right?
There absolutely is.
So if somebody is really in trouble, you might not take them for repair. You might try to get them counseling first, or you do both?
Well, by definition, credit counseling is completely different than credit repair. Credit repair works on raising scores and repairing the picture of the entire credit report and the scores for the purpose of obtaining loans. Credit counseling, also known as debt consolidation, specifically worries about debt. Okay,
Yep.
So they don't really care about the credit report. They just want to knock down debt. Somebody that's going to be applying for a loan in the future is going to want to come and see me because I'm going to be able to help them raise those scores for the purpose of a loan.
Credit Repair, it is a Gephardt-approved company. Feel free to go over to Gephardt-approved.com. Take a look at what I've said about Lorin Hanks and Aggressive Credit Repair. Lorin, thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Bill.
All right. Now, Rod, again, my premise on this whole thing is, sure, people have a right to do whatever they want. I guess they have a right to get in trouble whenever they want. But I just have a problem with payday loan companies because I think by definition, unless you've got a windfall of money coming somewhere along the line, you're going to be in a position just simply by taking out one of those payday loans, you're automatically behind.